So we're going into another year, 2 days, and it's a new year, 2026. A lot of optimistic people, a lot of new year, new me, New Year's resolutions, and some people don't even fucking stick to them. But it's kind of funny how a lot of us, I've just been kind of like thinking to myself about. Well, actually, I came across a documentary about The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, and he has this aura about himself where he wants. He acts like he's the shit, that everybody likes him, that everybody can, that fucking gold shines up his arse, like the sun shines up his arse. And he has this aura about himself where he's got to be the most important person in the room. Nobody else matters. And it got me thinking, do most people have this mindset? And I'm not saying it's necessarily a bad thing, but I'm not necessarily, can't fucking get my words out. It's not necessarily a good thing either. It's not a bad or a good thing. I think it really depends on how you are to other people, and don't let your ego and your mindset treat other people like shit. But it's good to think that you're the most important person in the world. In my world, I am the most important person in the world. I've got to say, my mum would top that. She would surpass me, but that's an exception. But personally, other than exceptions, I am the most important person in the world. And some people do not like this idea of they don't like this idea of people having big egos and thinking highly of themselves and having a stride of a step and doing so many things to protect their way of being so it doesn't get disturbed. And some people are against it because they don't know how it feels to be treated like shit, to have people go against you. Some people don't know about that, so but for the most part, a lot of people who have big egos are doing it because it's their way of defense. It's their way of protecting their inner selves. Their well-being, their spirit. And if it's not hurting anybody, then you're entitled to, like, nobody can really tell you how you should be living. Nobody can be telling you, well, this, you should subscribe to this fucking way of living. You should subscribe to this and all fucking. And before you know it, you've got so many fucking subscriptions that you're pursuing these kind of ways of living that you don't know what to do with them. And it's this idea of like, whenever you subscribe to something and you're just doing it because it looks good at the time, like you feel like this is something you're needing to do to subscribe to this service. It could be it could be a mental well-being app or something that somebody's trying to get you onto a program on. It could be like a Tony Robbins program, but you realise that this Tony Robbins program that he's giving you, you can already do by yourself anyway. But you feel at the time that, yes, this is for me. I've got to do this. This will turn my life around. And we just fucking mindlessly go into it. Now, this is the way I feel like society wants you to be like, you have to adhere to this kind of way of thinking about things. You've got to be this X, Y, and Z. And that's simply not the fucking truth. It's just that it makes it easy for the people to like, a lot of people like you as a character in their story, because if you're a character, then to a degree everything you do is already predetermined and it's already set in stone, and this is the way you're written. But the fact of the matter is I'm not a fucking character to anybody. I'm my own person. I'm my own character. I create my own story. I create my own, my own prospects and everything. And you've got to really own yourself, and you've got to own the idea of, well, it's not even an idea, it's the fact. People get older, we're all getting older, and the only thing you can do is own your situation that you're in and make it better. You've got to own your mess, and don't look out initially and think, well, I'll just subscribe to this service here, I'll follow a Tony Robbins program, I'll listen to David Goggins, I'll listen to Jordan Peterson or whatever, thinking that it's going to fix your issues when the issue is you internally that you need to solve. So I have kind of gone on a detour there. I understand that what I was saying is kind of like different to what I opened the video with, but it all connects to a degree. But the moral on what I'm trying to say is that you don't fucking owe anybody anything. And this mindset on becoming someone different, and I understand that we're going into a new year right now, and there's going to be a lot of people saying, I'm fucking done with this, I'm done with that guy, fuck him, new year, new me. And that's all well said and done. But it's harder maintaining the new you and who you want to be than getting it, if that makes sense. Like, it's okay saying all this, but to maintain this person, it's not just going to be a walk in the park. And with everything that is a gain, you've got to sacrifice something to gain something better. And right now, I'm only in the situation that I've spent so much time on fucking social media, chasing after validation of other people and seeking validation, that it's absolutely fucking worthless. Like, I'm not going back to that person anymore who goes on social media, tries to be the people pleaser, looking for a hookup, looking for a woman to notice me, and because all that is fallacy, fairy tale bullshit, and it's not good. And sometimes, in fact, most of the time, less is more. And what I mean by that is you can have less things. Like, for example, a monk who lives in China has to give up everything before he becomes a monk. Like, he has to shave his hair, hand in his phone, his belongings, and he then becomes like everybody else. And they're all seen as one. Everybody has a purpose, everyone has a role. But it's freeing to know that, well, you're just like everyone else to a degree. But obviously you're still an individual, but you don't have all these TikTok, Twitter, so many gadgets that you might not really need. And the older I get, the more I realise that having less is more, because There's a lot of things that we hoard, we don't need, and it's just holding us back. And the amount of times where you've gone into a shop and you bought so many things that you know that in maybe like five years time you're not even gonna fucking use, or even in a 2 weeks time. Like, you just see it, oh, that's shiny, I'll get that, but you don't need it. So, you know, going into next year, there's gonna be a lot of cutbacks. There's gonna be a lot of like actual, I don't need this, I don't need these people, I don't need these social apps, I don't need validation. All that, I'm leaving it in 2025. I'm not bringing it into 2026. And that's where it belongs. The old you, whatever's not serving you a purpose, whatever is holding you back, you need to leave it behind. And, you know, this might seem selfish, but it is. Most of the time, it's either you stay where you are and get left behind, or you keep up. I think that is a better way to phrase this, but I'm not going to be making any cuts. This is one continuous video. But what I'm trying to say is that it's either you do now or you suffer later. And I'm aware that I've been in this loop of saying stuff but never really 100% pursuing what I'm about to say. But only I can be better for myself, and this blame is on me because I refuse to let other people control my way of living anymore. I refuse to hand over my peace, my way of being, to other people. I'm not letting anybody determine where I end up. And sometimes the only way to be your own person and to live up to your own expectations is to put all the blame on you. So yeah, the blame is on all me. It's on me entirely. But I'm not giving up. And next year it's just going to be a more improved, more self-aware me, who I can be proud of. And if people don't like me, that's their problem. That is their problem, because I'm so done with the idea that, oh, well, you just need to change. Oh, well, it's not you, it's not them, it's you. You've got to... Yeah, that works to a certain degree, but sometimes that, when you look outwards, you see this toxicity and you feel this slight change. The standards have dropped, and most people nowadays are very attracted to superficial, fake individuals that are shallow, that are just they're just following the NPC TikTok trend following mindset. So sometimes it's not even you. It's just that you're too fucking authentic and real for anybody else for them to even understand what humanity is all about. Because everybody now, it's all about these fucking mindlessly scrolling AI videos that people are just very fixated on. And this stupid 6-7, so I really do not give a flying fuck about fitting the mould, about people really liking what I do anymore. Because at the end of the day, I'm living for me, and this is my personal life, and it's my responsibility and duties to pave over the cracks, and to whatever I did wrong last year. Okay, well, this is what I need to fix. I can no longer be the same person. So yeah, but you know, this is just who I am, and I've got nothing more to say really, or to add on to this video. So I'm gonna finish it up here. But thanks for watching.